This is for the geeks out there. Anybody who watched The Rings of Power, the latest series. I call it The Rings of Prime because somebody in an Amazon office somewhere was like, Jeff Bezos, bro, you seen how much money and dollar they made down in New Zealand? Yo, we need to like tap into that. Peter Jackson's rolling in it, bro. And they did. They put like a couple of billion, maybe a billion. I think it was $1 billion in the first series for the show. You can tell, visually stunning. You can't deny that what they've done isn't beautiful to look at. But my, did they just copy and paste the Lord of the Rings books or the Silmarillion, all of Tolkien's works maybe into ChatGPT and went, AI bro, write us a show. And that's what we've got. I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan. I don't know if I've mentioned this before. If you know me, I've got like a Lord of the Rings tattoo. That's how cool I am. Got some Lord of the Rings things on the wall. So I'm going to do me makeup while talking about this because I feel like I've got to do something with my hands or else I'm like that terrible dance instructor that they use in Bring It On. If you haven't seen that or you don't get that reference, you're probably not over the age of 29. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do my makeup, talk about how I feel about this. So coming in with the recap, thank God they did that because I had forgotten everything that happened in the first series. And I usually go back and watch everything again because I'm interested. But I found the first series such a slog, I couldn't return to it. And this is from a girl who's watched all of the Lord of the Rings films on repeat since they were first released on VHS, then the extended versions, and then after that the extended versions and all the appendices like on a loop non-stop, and then I got them in Blu-ray, and then I got them in HD and 4K, etc. That's how cool I am. I think it's quite important to know that I don't get bored by any kind of Tolkien lore. I love the Silmarillion, I like the Book of Lost Tales, I think it is. Sorry, I've been working full-time as an adult. I haven't been able to delve into my hobbies as much as I like to. So this is why I'm a bit lacking of late. And before you come at us about the shade of my foundation, I always wear darker because I've got tan at the minute. And I always wear Factor 50 on my face because I don't want to look like a raisin when I get old. Season 2, episode 1. We've already seen Halbrand, the Northerner, turn into Sauron on the last episode of the last series. We've all seen it coming. It was a bit of a... it was a no-brainer that was what was going to happen. It just happened to be... just got dead excited when he seen a bunch of rings, didn't he? Dead giveaway. And then the way Galadriel was kind of potentially maybe in love with him. I thought that was an unnecessary love story, but here we are. They had a dwarf and an elf nearly get together in The Hobbit, and we're all getting over that one, kind of. He brought in a new guy to play Sauron for the first few minutes. How very lackluster was he? Please trust the process, by the way. He was like GCSE level acting, a B at GCSE. Oh, you get numbers now, don't you? He was a 5 at that. You'd expect something better from $1 billion TV series, don't you? So he was kind of trying to rile up the orcs, and you'd think if it's Sauron, he should be like radiating evil, shouldn't he? He should be like the embodiment of all that is bad. So these orcs should have been like, "Way, why I mate? I'm gonna absolutely come be on your team." Nah, instead they murdered him with his crown, and he turned into a big pile of goo. Very Stranger Things-ish, upside down-ish. Saw that. I always think nowadays you've got to be careful with the bigger TV series out there. Surely make it a bit different, but that's fine. That's fine. So then we get into the part where you've got Adar, which is funny because like in Geordie, Ardar, and I do feel like he's the orcs' dad. I just think in the first series they showed kind of too much emotion and connection to him, and I think the orcs are bad, right? Evil. Don't start blurring the line between good and evil and giving them a dad. In the books, you don't have orcs that have like relationships. You just have a leader. So Sauron was the leader, and they were scared of him, and they were like in awe of his evil, and his evil drew them to him. Like all dark things were drawn to the ring and to Sauron. And now we've got like some mad elf whose skincare routine and hair. Oh, girl, what's going on? It's just elves are supposed to be the embodiment of good in this. So now you've got an elf, just got some elf who's just like, love orcs, me. Want a load of orchids, me. I'm sure there's going to be some history behind this character at some point. But for now, gosh. So then you'll see Sauron is a big pile of goo sliding down the side of a mountain. I laughed out loud. I don't know, it just made us laugh, took us out of it a bit. And then you see him get into a cart with a woman, and then suddenly come out as the handsome northerner Halbrand. And then he makes friends, ends up in the sea. Something happens, capsizes the ship, and he ends up meeting Galadriel, so that's how they met. Then, thankfully, we skip to a gorgeous opening scene of Elrond and Galadriel on horseback, some sort of a wild chase going on, and it's so beautiful. Like, it's there where you see the production value, where you see where all the money went and how gorgeous it looks, because it looks exactly what you want an elf haven to look like in the world of Middle Earth. It's just beautiful. However, and I hated this in the first season, why none of the men got sideburns? Like, Gil-galad, who they're going to say the king, he's got no sideburns, he's got long hair. Like, I mean, when I say sideburns, I'm just talking like a little something, just to, like, maybe it's to show off the elf ears, I don't know, but it just looks mad, distracts. You then see some sort of conversation. I just kind of didn't care. Like, not enough noise was made about it being Sauron, so Galadriel's just kind of, by the way, it was Sauron. Like, maybe shout out a bit more about that. Say more about that, perhaps, because of, you know, what with him nearly destroying the world and everything previously, and how you've spent your entire life looking for him after he murdered your brother and then you nearly fell in love with him. I don't know. Beats me. Elrond does some sort of like James Bond 007 thing and Pierre leaps off the waterfall. Cool, huh? We then leap to is it Gandalf, isn't it Gandalf, and his little half-foot friend, and they're on their adventure at this point. And I really like this duo, to be honest. I'm a bit about the weird Irish Celtic accents, but we'll get over that in time. And he's still trying to discover his powers. And they did that thing again, though, where they put the writing on the ground or in the air of where the location is. They did it for Mordor when the volcano erupted in the first series, and it's kind of a nice little for fans to be able to go, oh, that's ruined, but what do I know? We also get some little like nod backs to Frodo and Sam's adventures in the Two Towers when they got lost in Eredmuel. It's before they meet Gollum and they're saying that they're lost, they've been going around in circles. I like that little nod to Peter Jackson's films. I love a little nod back to Peter Jackson's works. It's such a shame that they didn't have him working on these projects, because I think it would have just been a lovely thing to do. The symmetry between the two are undeniable. Visually, there's been a lot of influences from Peter Jackson's works, and they could have came at it from a total different angle, so I'm glad that they do them little odd moments. And I'm really glad that our little friend arrived. So sorry that I keep forgetting characters' names. I just kind of haven't absorbed many character names because none of them have really stuck with me, unless you count the boat right or sailor elf. Is that what we're going to call him? Is it Círdan? He is the guy with the beard in the episode, and he looks class. And by the way, elves can have beards once they get a bit older. So mature, so knowledgeable, like Merlin or Dumbledore. It's a sign of wisdom, I guess. We then, of course, see Halbrand being let go by Papa Oak, and he arrives, and Celebrimbo, who he's seen last time when he was buzzing over ring creation with him, and he doesn't seem to know that he's Sauron, so a letter has to be sent. You think they might have let him know. I don't know how much time's passed or whatever, but you think they might have let him know. Anyway, I'm going to watch the next episode because I'm probably going to have to go back and watch the first because I feel like I haven't taken anything in. And I've been really terrible at doing my makeup during this, so I apologise. To be fair, I've got a rotten cold as well, so I don't feel like I've been the best host. Sorry. I'm going to sign off today after trying to do my makeup and mostly doing it off camera because I wasn't able to multitask and do it at the same time as talking. But if you do want to hear more reviews of episodes of The Rings of Power, I'll gladly do them because I'm going to watch them and I'm going to be raging anyway. Anyway, have a good weekend, and hopefully you've enjoyed something on TV. And I'm going to ask us to leave your comments below to say what you thought of the first episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Or hopefully you didn't, and you're going to tell me that you agreed with everything I said. Have a good weekend. Bye.